Just like you see here, each warehouse user can have access to real-time information through a wireless mobile device running Internet Explorer. Operations like picking, receiving, stock movement, and counting are a simple menu away. To access the receiving function, select the receiving menu. Here's where purchase orders are entered into Collect so that receiving can begin. Because the handheld is automatically checking against purchase orders that are created within the business software, supplier errors are caught immediately. Additionally, transcribing errors are eliminated because receipt entries into the accounting system are done automatically. Wave receiving in Collect actually allows more than one receiver to receive a group of orders simultaneously, so that inventory can be moved from dock to stock quickly and ready for sale. When receiving containers from overseas that include product from multiple purchase orders, this is really a useful function. When a truck arrives with a purchase order, all that the receiver needs to do is enter the PO number into the handheld at this prompt to call up the PO. For a list of purchase orders, simply hit a function key and select a purchase order from the list. Okay, let's select the purchase order that has arrived on the inbound truck. Enter as many purchase orders as necessary to build a wave of orders. For this example, we'll only receive one purchase order at a time. The first thing that Collect does is ask me to scan the product. If it's not barcoded, all I need to do is hit Enter on the handheld to show me a list of items. Or pressing F2 for the keyword search comes in really handy. It's like a Google search on my PO for items being received. Okay, I hit Enter and select the item. Now Collect is asking me what my quantity per pack size is that I'm receiving. This could be quantity per pack or quantity per pallet. Accellos One actually keeps track of inventory by location by pack size. I'll use the default unit of measure provided to me by my accounting software, which is singles. Then I'll enter the quantity being received. Here, Collect is asking me if I want to print labels. This is useful when outer cartons don't have barcodes printed on them. With my pallets or cartons labeled, I can identify product wherever I am in the warehouse. After the label is printed, Collect asks me where I would like to put the product. Collect will advise the receiver as to where existing product is in the warehouse, or use the primary stock location for put away. A second item on this purchase order is lot controlled by the manufacturer, and the government requires traceability. It's received exactly the same way as our other item, with the exception that Collect prompts for the lot number during the receiving process. This lot is tracked throughout the warehouse to the final destination. Let's go ahead and receive that item into the warehouse, and then put it away. This is where I enter the lot. And now I'm putting it away to its bin location. When we're done, select Complete, and the purchase order will be automatically updated in the accounting software to create the goods receipt. Collect also includes a feature-packed web dispatch workstation. This software provides a window into the warehouse for real-time reporting and provides the warehouse manager with the ability to orchestrate process. I'm going to log in as the administrator and use the default language. Collect is a true multilingual product. On the left-hand side of this screen, there's a reports menu with all kinds of warehouse-related reports. I'll launch a report for the lot-controlled item that was just received. This summary view describes the available inventory for this product and the lots that we have in inventory. Relevant information such as on sales, on purchase, on hand, and net stock is provided in real time to the operator. If I click on the hyperlink for a specific lot, I can see further detail. In this screen, I can see inventory by bin location. Notice that the purchase order and date create is tracked to the bin level for automatic traceability throughout the warehouse. In addition, we can see all open purchase orders and sales orders for this product. All real-time information is within reach of the operator within seconds. If I want to find out more information about the PO that we've just received, simply open up the Reports menu and pull up a purchase order report. This purchase order report shows the status of the order that's been received. In this case, the quantity has been received in full and reported back to the accounting software. I even have a log report that describes an audit trail for this PO. You can see detailed information in this report, which includes the time and date stamp associated with specific warehouse user that performed the function. For a more analytical view of this data, click on the Employee Activity Report for our user, and you'll see all of the activities performed today in half-hour increments. The next process that we'll have a look at is order picking. Accellos One Warehouse offers a number of tools to make a warehouse manager's daily process much easier. Deciding which orders get picked and when is simplified through easy-to-use tools. Let's have a look. Dispatch collects all of the sales orders entered into the accounting system within a virtual in-basket. But rather than having to shuffle through paper, the warehouse manager can sort and filter through orders electronically to determine what should be picked right away. Across the left-hand side of the screen, we have pivots and filters. These tools allow us to narrow down our search criteria so that we can create custom buckets of orders for selection, allocation, and picker distribution. Filters narrow down our search to specific groups of orders. They're user configurable using SQL statements and can be as creative as show me all orders for customers that are not on credit hold, or show me all orders that contain hazardous materials. In this case, we've configured a few simple filters: flagged customers and orders that were entered today. Along the top of the grid, the orders are currently sorted by customer number. I can easily change this to something like fill rate by changing the pivot. Let's filter this by flagged customers. And why don't we pivot this by fill rate? Now I'm looking at flagged orders by fill rate. This can be really useful at the end of the month when we want to take a look at which orders we can ship and invoice. So as you can see, pivots are used to sort the data, and we have a ton of them to choose from. There are a few additional tools we can use to further segment orders, like looking at our orders by warehouse. And that will automatically filter orders by warehouse required to ship from. So along the top here, we have filter squares. So if I want to look at orders with 100% fill for flagged orders, I just click on this checkbox. The greater and less than boxes provide the ability to select ranges of orders for filtering. Once the orders are filtered and sorted, I can decide which order groups I want to action. Any one of the hyperlink numbers inside of the grid provide me with a drill down into a list of orders. So clicking on the 8 orders up here underneath all provide a list of the 8 orders that are requested. Let's go back to the grid for a moment. On the left-hand side of the grid, we see values like held short or ready to waive. These are order statuses. An order status is determined by the stock that is allocated to the order. A status of held short means that at least one of the items on the order are either fully allocated or out of stock. Held replenish indicates that there is available stock, but it's not reachable by pickers. A stock handler needs to replenish a pick location before we can release that for picking. The orders that are ready to waive are good to go, and all we need to do is release them for picking. Let's select the orders that are ready to waive. These are the orders that are ready to waive. This means that there's enough available stock and pick locations to fill these orders. A truck will arrive early this afternoon, so these orders need to be picked as soon as possible. If I would like to assign these orders to pickers, I just need to right-click and assign picker. Then all of these orders are assigned to the picker that I select. Then, all the picker needs to do is open up the work queue on their handheld computer and start picking the orders that I've selected. Otherwise, these orders can be issued for picking by right-clicking on the screen and selecting the Wave function. Wave is similar to Print Pick Ticket and will issue all of these checked orders for picking. Instead, I'm going to drill down into one of these orders. The order detail is presented in this screen. You can even see the bin location where the picker will be sent to select the product. This product is actually allocated to this order and unavailable for any other. Right-clicking on the order will display the same options as in the previous screen. However, rather than selecting a group of orders, Collect is only operating on this one order. Let's wave this order and see what happens. A screen pops up with all of the default order wave variables selected. As a result of this action, rather than printing a pick ticket to direct the picker in the warehouse, a single serialized label is printed to identify the order. If the options are changed on the screen, additional labels can be printed to represent the number of cartons or pallets to be shipped on the order. This can be based on cube estimations, or the number of labels can be specified manually. Let's submit this order and find out what happens next. If this order is destined for a retail company that requires EDI-specific labeling, a customer-specific compliance label is automatically printed when the order is waived. This label uniquely identifies the outer carton so that we can meet the detailed carton-level advanced ship notice requirements for this customer. A pick ticket label was also printed. After a while, many customers stop using this label as it's really unnecessary. Some customers continue to use it to provide pickers with a complete view of the order, but let's close it. All that the picker needs to do at this point is scan the label using a wireless device to load the order for picking. So you can see how this label will replace a pick ticket in the warehouse. Many of our customers will group these labels together and hand them to pickers in batches. Okay, let's start picking this order. Collect prompts for the start and end bin for the task. This allows more than one picker to work on a group of orders simultaneously. If this is skipped, the picker can pick product in all of the bin locations in the warehouse. Next, we scan the order-specific label to load the pick ticket on the handheld. We do this by scanning the serial number at the bottom of the label. The prompt remains so that additional orders can be loaded for wave picking. Many warehouses see enormous productivity gains from picking multiple orders simultaneously, and thereby reducing picker travel time. The handheld will direct the picker to all the bins for multiple orders in bin location sequence. But for the purposes of this demonstration, let's just pick this one order. The picker is directed to each bin location and asked to scan the product that's being selected. The next prompt is to scan the serial number on the order label. This validates the product, correlates it to the order and specific box being shipped. This way, for orders that require retail compliance, advanced ship notices can be accurately created. So we scan the serial number. And last, we enter the quantity picked and off to the next item on the order. In addition to what you've seen in this demonstration, Accellos One Warehouse Editions, including Collect, offer an enormous amount of tools to help distribution warehouses streamline operations. From very small operations with less than 5 users to warehouses with more than 100 workers running sophisticated operations, Accellos One Warehouse is installed in more than 1,000 warehouses globally.